time, Saiyan. You've been running around making messes for too long, and now I'm going to choke the life from you. I can't wait to watch you die.
That's right, it's time to talk about another Splatoon 3 special weapon. I previously covered Crab Tank back when it was broken, Inkjet when it was bad, and Zipcaster when it was bad. And now, those three specials are in a pretty healthy spot. However, there is one special that has not had the same luxury as Jet or Zip. Despite getting several balance changes, it has remained the worst special in the game since launch. I am of course talking about Reef-slider. The special is pretty simple. You charge forward in a set direction and explode, but you can also choose when to explode by pressing ZR. Seems pretty strong, right? Well, not really. Not only is its trajectory very predictable, but by far the biggest reason Reef-slider has been so low for so long is because of its ridiculous amount of end lag after the explosion, which the devs for whatever reason have never bothered to fix, at least properly. So as a result, the user just dies 90% of the time after exploding. But that's just the tip of the iceberg, because as of the latest season, the community has kind of looked at it as the black sheep of all the specials. See, when Slider was first revealed, everyone saw it as the new and improved Splashdown, which was one of the worst specials in Splatoon 2 because of how easy it was to cancel. So most people thought Splashdown had no chance of returning because of that, and would only remain a single player special. Well, with Chill Season 2023, the devs surprised everyone and introduced Triple Splashdown, which wasn't even shown in the season's trailer. Unlike its Splatoon 2 counterpart, Triple Splashdown generates two huge fists that slam the ground alongside the user, even if the user dies. So unless the user and the two fists are shot down, which is definitely easier said than done, you'll almost always get some sort of value. Not to mention, it also eats bombs and can be used during a super jump. Reef-slider can't do those. It just dies after it explodes, and is much easier to avoid than Splashdown. So its existence has ultimately become kind of redundant, since they are both explosion specials, one is just significantly better. The only thing Reef-slider does kind of do better than Splashdown is being an entry tool. It at least tries to be good at brute forcing yourself into a different position, since you're completely invincible while traveling and can move enemies out of the way. But again, you often just die after the explosions, so it's not as effective as it should be. Oh, and it also does have a bigger explosion radius, which really only enables it to capture the zone on some maps for free. Yeah, that's totally not annoying to deal with. So yeah, obviously Reef-slider sucks, and Triple Splashdown has made its existence all the more questionable. So in order to fix it, we need to give it actual meaningful buffs and make it more distinct from Splashdown. So first, and the number one thing that needs to be done, is to drastically reduce the end lag to about 5 frames. Come on Nintendo, what are you waiting for? If you ever want the special to see the light of day, this buff has to happen. To compensate for this, however, I have a few nerfs. The invincibility you get after exploding should also be toned back to 5 frames, because it would be unfair if you could start moving and shooting while still having a lot of invincibility. So it should only last as long as the end lag. We're also going to slightly tone back the paint and damage radius of the explosion. I'm not sure exactly by how much, but just enough so that the explosion can't cheese zones anymore, because let's be real, that's just not fun to play against. The next buff is to make it so that any bomb that comes into contact with the special while it's moving or is caught in the explosion will be completely destroyed. I mean, if Triple Link Strike, Booyah Bomb, and Triple Splashdown can do that, it doesn't really make any sense for Reef-slider to not do so either. Now that we adjusted it, we have to give it something to help it stand out more from Splashdown other than just being another worse explosion special. I've seen a few ideas here and there on the internet, but I think the best one is to allow the user to dismount the special, which could be done by pressing R. But that will come with the trade-off of the explosion at the end being a bit smaller. Giving the player the choice to jump off or stay on the special would add a lot more uniqueness and creativity to the special, as well as just make it more fun in general. Obviously the dismount buff is a lot of copium and is highly unlikely to happen, but I think as long as the other adjustments happen, Reef-slider can finally be in a somewhat decent spot. So yeah, let me know what you all think. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.